Hello, my name is Tofpik. I'm Head of Technical Analysis and Senior Markets Analyst at ADM Investor Services International Limited. And here is your daily technical analysis of foreign exchange markets. I'll start with the euro against the dollar. A key reversal up yesterday and a surprising and very subtle one as well. It was also the fourth bullish white soldier. Additionally, the market managed to close up over the important 50% Fibonacci line of the June 2020 to January 2021 move at 117.58. This is an interesting resurgence in the euro dollar, but it now runs into the overhead congestion from July, roughly from the 50% Fibonacci line up to the declining short medium moving average, currently 118.31. Now we still have target X above in the 119.30 area. That's the topside target for the recent descending wedge pattern. But I suspect that other more recent pattern constructions, currently in the making, may overtake this target. Now, so far today, a pullback down, a small one, as the realization of the overhead resistance sinks in and prices have maneuvered back towards that 50% Fibonacci line. Cable, aka sterling against the US dollar. A third bullish white soldier yesterday. The market once more trekked its way higher up towards the slowly rising long moving average overhead, currently at 138.05, and a declining short medium moving average above that, which is currently 138.36. In its way, it's the first real obstacle and one I'm unsure about. And this is the upper tine of the newly drawn early June to late July bearish Andrews pitchfork, currently 137.53. Now, meanwhile, below, we still have the not inconsiderable support of the interesting 61.8% Fibonacci line of the whole of the 2016 move at 136.54. This action once again puts on hold the recent bearish ideas of the whole of the 2021 action being a double top, Adam and Eve type, and the action since mid-July. We also may be having a possible inverted cup with handle pattern, which is also being put on hold. Now, so far today, a small venture above the upper time, but then a pullback underneath it, but to no great extent just yet. Euro sterling, a bearish black crow yesterday, but it was hardly worthy of the name and looked like it might just as well have been an extension of the previous session's indecisive doji cross for all the action it provided. The immediate market seems to have become corralled in between the slowly descending short medium moving average below, currently at 85.49, and the almost flatlining medium moving average overhead, currently 85.88. Nevertheless, there is still an argument to look at the action since late May as a possible, if uncommon, right-angle broadening formation. If this is the case, then the April 2020 low at 86.69 would be the flat overhead baseline, and the old lower bear channel line, currently at 84.26, would be the descending trend line. It is early as yet, but it would be an elegant solution to the recent action. So far today, an interesting lower open below the short medium moving average, but then a move back up again. And it wouldn't take much to make today a combined bullish engulfing pattern and key reversal up if the market chose to move just a little higher. US dollar against the Indian rupee. A possible shooting star pattern yesterday, not to be confused with an inverted hammer pattern, which I concede it does look very much like, but is in the wrong place if it is. Even so, it is difficult to see if it is a type 1 bearish or type 2 bullish pattern. You see, all this week, the market has been corralled in between the important overhead 50% Fibonacci line of the February to April 2020 move at 74.26, and the now flatlining medium moving average, currently 74.02, on the downside. On the wide, you could also look at the lesser Fibonacci overhead at 74.46 as a widened band, with the rising short medium moving average, currently 74.30, shooting up in between this wider band. I've still left on the daily chart the initial downside target for the ascending broadening wedge pattern, the 74.05 area, even though it was previously achieved, as well as the further secondary target X1 in the 73.80 area. That's untouched as yet, though I have doubts about whether we'll reach it as part of this cycle. Now, so far today, what looks like a bullish engulfing pattern and maybe working its way towards a key reversal up, yet still within the approximate strictures of the previously mentioned corralled range. US dollar against the Brazilian real. A second bearish black crow and a suitable follow-on lower to the previous session's bearish open and close long black Maribosa, which in turn was a follow-on to last Friday's key reversal down at the top of the recent market. It was a second consecutive close yesterday under the Fibonacci congestion in the 525.65 to 526.79 area, and a first close back under the declining medium moving average, currently 523.91. Prices halted at the next lesser Fibonacci level below at 520.27, closing just over it. However, we do not have that much support underneath this lesser Fibonacci line, bar the slowly rising short medium moving average, currently 515.39, and that's until the next lesser Fibonacci line at 510.87. US dollar against the Mexican peso. An indecisive spinning top yesterday, but with a long tongue on top. The top side was capped by the lesser Fibonacci line at 20.3382, whilst the downside, I suppose somewhat predictably, decided to travel down the outside slope of the recent March to date falling wedge pattern, currently at 20.1589. This week's action no longer opens or lays open the question as to whether the action since March is a falling wedge pattern. Rather, it asks the question, is the break upwards over this pattern since last Friday a false break or not? Below the upper trend line, we have all the moving averages and the main device used to direct this market, which is the influential, gently declining neckline of the February to March head and shoulders top, currently at 1976.11. Meanwhile, topside, just in case, the next significant overhead resistance is the 2021 50% Fibonacci line at 20.5849. So far today, small move higher. There's not really much to write home about. Thank you for listening. This short version broadcast gives you essential market patterns and consequences. Please be aware of the risk disclaimer posted with this broadcast. Copyright Tofpik and ADM Investor Service International Limited. And here comes the final bit.